feel just like a rock star.
Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, and welcome back if you are new. We're just going to jump right into this tutorial, and we're going to start out by applying some translucent powder right on the corner of our eyes. You can use any translucent powder that you have, just whatever works for you, or some tape. Then we're going to be going in with the shade Scandalwood from the Huda Beauty palette, and we're just going to apply that with any blending brush that you have. Just make sure it's very big and can get the job done, and we're just going to be blending out in our crease that color, and we're just going to keep building, but you don't want to go too high because you don't want to touch your brow bone, and you also don't want it to go too low because we have shades that we're going to apply there later. Then we're going to be using the shade Shy from the palette, and we're just going to be densely packing that in the crease and also dragging it down on the outer portion of the eye to smoke out the corners. But I'm not going to be applying it on the inner corner or anything like that. I'm not going to be bringing it too far in because that's for something else. So I'm just going to be applying it on the outer corner, as you can tell, and then just blending that up. And I'm going to go back in with that first brush, and I'm just going to be blending out those sharp edges without adding any additional product, just so that everything's blended out. Then I'm going to be taking the shade Bossy with this very precise synthetic brush, and I'm just going to be packing that on the outer portion of my eye, and densely adding the color, and then just blending that straight into my crease, not bringing it too high, just directly in the crease, and that is it. But making sure that everything is blended. So I'm just going to keep blending that into the crease. And it's okay if it gets on the lid, but I just don't want it to go too high. Then I'm just going to go back in with that brush that we used for the shade Shy without adding any additional product, and I'm just going to be blending those two together. Now I'm just going to use that first brush that we used. I'm just going to blend those together from the transition brush, but not adding any more product as well. Then I'm going to be going in with the shade Cocoa, and it's kind of like a deeper version of the Bossy shade that we just used, and I'm just going to be focusing that in the crease as well, and just making sure the two blend in together, but not going too high. As you can see, I keep building the colors on the outer portion of my eye because I want that to be very deep, and I keep blending it in the crease because I want the crease to be very deep but also smoke out to the top because it's a smoky eye, so I want it to just be very smoky, so it's dark to light, but I want you to see that gradients. And just keep going back and forth with those two brushes that you used. You don't have to add any more product when you keep going back in, but just use what you had on the brush just to blend after you add a color, use what you had on the brush to blend the colors together.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left.
Then we're going to be using the shade Black Truffle, and we're going to be applying that with a little pencil brush, focusing it on the outer portion, not bringing it, only like the outer third part of the eye, and I don't want to go too high because once it's too high it's not going to look, you know what I mean, smoky and transitional like I want it to. So I'm just going to focus that on the outer portion of the lid, kind of blending it into the crease halfway, but I don't want too much on the lid or on the inner corner of the eye. So I'm just focusing that on like the outer portion, trying to keep it in my crease and on the outer corner. Now I'm going to be using the shade Angelic, and I'm just going to be packing that on the lid, kind of in a cut crease form, but we're not making a cut crease. I'm just not blending it above the crease. Like, I mean, I guess that's a cut crease, but I don't know how to explain it. I don't know because it's not a cut crease, but it is just on the lid. I don't really know. So I'm just going to be following my crease and keeping it from my crease to the lid, nothing higher. Now after dusting away that fallout, we're just going to be applying henna on the lower lash line, and you want it to be very smoked out, so don't be afraid to go a little bit low with it. You don't have to have it too close to your lash line because this is just the transition. Well, it's not light as a transition, but that's the first shade we're going to be applying. Then we're going to be going back in with that shade Bossy, and on a very thin definer brush. You can use any definer brush that you have, or just a small little pencil brush, and just put that close to your lower lash line, very tight, and then blend that out with a little tiny whatever brush you have. You can use that first brush, or you can go in with something a little bit smaller like I did, and just smoking that out and making sure that the two blend together. Then we're going to go in with the shade Cocoa. It's like a deeper version of the shade that we just used, and I'm going to put that very close to my lash line just because I want some depth added to the look. And we're just going to blend those two together. Then we're going to be using the Maybelline Eye Studio in Blackest Black, and there's a little bit glitter in there, my bad. But, yeah, but we're just going to be lining our eyes, and I just applied that with a little e.l.f. brush. Next is mascara, and I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Carbon Black mascara, and I'm going to be applying that to my lower lashes. And then I'm going to be highlighting my inner corners with the shade Vermeer from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, but you can use any shade, honestly. You can use a highlight for the inner corner. You don't have to use that shade. And just doing some eyeliner. Now I'm just going to be adding some mascara to the top lashes before we pop on some falsies. I'm going to be using the Vegas Nay Grand Glamour eyelashes, and they were kind of uncomfortable at first, but I mean, gotta do what you gotta do, right? Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, give it a big thumbs up, please, and comment down below what you guys want to see next. But also follow me on Instagram, and I just made a Twitter, so we're almost at 100K. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!